Hello and welcome to highlights of FreshSimRacing's Sunday night special, brought to you today from the epic Mount Panorama circuit here in Bathurst, New South Wales. This 3.8 mile circuit winds its way across a mountain and has been used for racing since 1938. We'll take a look at the grid now and see how it's all shaping up. With a blistering time of 2 minutes 3 seconds .660 is Stubb sitting pretty in pole position. To his right, just 0.08 of a second off the pole time, is Sam Thumbfinger looking for a clean run into the first corner. The third spot is 8 Balls, showing the Flying Scotsman has got some pace in the V8, and next to him, in line with his teammate, is Into All Sorts. He'll be wanting to take advantage into the first turn. Row 3 sees Lord of Lincoln in 5th, and next to him Wayne, not having much experience around the track or the car, he'll be looking for a consistent run. And finally, frustrating quali sees Ice Dude wrapping up the session in 7th spot. Not many drivers would be hopeful for this evening, but everyone looks set and ready. All eyes focused now on this corner, the first corner. The drivers now getting ready to start, 4,500 horsepower, and away we go. Mikey getting off the line there, a little bit of argy-bargy, but Sam Thumbfinger running there into first corner, Mikey in second, into wide onto the gravel there. Stubb takes advantage into third. So come past the camera now, that sound. Awesome. I'll take a little look further down the grid here, see what's happening as these two break the pack. Lincoln, clean start, into right on the back of Stubb there going up the hill. Looking tidy so far. Wayne and Ice Dude having a little to do at the back there. All clean so far. All good, we're away, we're racing. So we'll jump back up to the front, see what's happening here. Sam still out in front, 8 Ball just behind him. Stubb still in third, Inter in fourth. Way he gets sideways, dropping into Skyline there. Looking good already. This could shape up to be an exciting race. These cars just move around on the track, requires a lot of attention. As again Sam gets loose into Forrest's elbow there. We're going to Conrod Straight for the first time, speed building up now. Cars will reach 182 miles an hour before they drop into the chase. And drop back, look at Stubb, into moving across the track, just making him know he's there in the mirrors. And into the chase for the first time, into closing up on the brakes there. A little love tap, just again lets him know he's just there. Oh, that's Sam off the track. Maybe a slow down, maybe he's just got a bit loose. Just changed it up again, so now Mikey in the lead into the second lap. Stubb in second, Inter in third, and Sam Thumbfinger in fourth. What an opening lap. Inter still pushing hard onto the back of Stubb there, right on the gearbox, coming up Mountain Straight. I think he may have enough to push on through here as we go onto the bumper cam. And we're getting a real sense of the speed of these cars now, coming up into this kind of flames licking out the side of Stubb's car. And there's smoke ahead. Who's that? That's Mikey. Mikey's gone into the wall. Oh, he'll be so gutted. He was looking forward to this race all day. And to still right into the back of the car. So all these 4 drivers are still close now to going up over the mountain in lap 2. Oh, looks like Mikey took another chunk out of the concrete. He's dropped way back now, way back. A bit of frustration there, getting the car a bit too loose after having a slight spin. Tyres are struggling. 1, 2, 3, hop over the top into Skyline again, into the S's. And the dipper. That's a 1 in 6 gradient on that corner. How fast the cars drop down through it, it's just insane. As Inter's getting loose, Again into Forest's elbow and onto Conrod straight. Power, power, power. Just let these cars sing past us. There's all three cars now coming up to the chase. The right hand kink at 180 miles an hour and hard onto the brakes. And Concertina up. Sam again getting a bit loosey, too keen on the power. Inter's having another look down into the final corner. Hard up on the back of Stubb, he's giving him a little nudge there. Oh, and Mikey again he's not going to win against those walls. They're just too stiff. He will definitely have damage on that car now, and he'll be very cross as just saw into there, running a bit wide. Sam took opportunity, sneak up into second place. Now he's tucked right up under the rear spoiler of Stubb there as we go into the right hander. Very tricky corner that. Easy to get it wrong. So now Stubb leads up the hill into the mountain section. Sam getting a bit wonky coming through there, and Inter again right on the back. These three cars still really close together. Stubb and Sam take chunks out of the wall. Barely even start. They've got an hour to go and already having fights with the concrete. Fights that will never unfortunately be won. We drop down into Skyline again. I don't know if the camera shot the cars coming over. Very tricky, tight section of keeping the car balanced all the way through. And these cars are quite forgiving in a way. They're very tough. Sam's lost a lot of time coming out there, and again Inter's passed onto the car. Little flash of the lights there. Maybe a brief apology. Changing positions here and seeing quite a while. Definitely more than in Formula 1. Hard brake now down through this last complex. Looking to push up again into the final corner. Just a little too far away into getting again loose on that last corner. It sort of drops away from you. The final turn there. It's very easy to get it loose coming out the corner. We can climb up Mountain Straight again now, coming up towards Griffin's Bend. Inter again tucked right up underneath the back of Stubb. Coming up to the cut-in now. High cambered corner, you can clip it right inside and it sort of spits you out to the other side of the track as you get the power on. More rubbing of the walls going on here in the front. Up over to the crest, over to Somme Park. Another tricky fast section, you gotta get it right tucked into the wall. If you touch the curb there, you can end up too far out, which then compromises all the way down through this section, which is tricky all the way through. I'm taking chunks out of the wall on board here with Sam. It goes to show it's going to be a war of attrition this race, I think. And lap 4. Already these drivers are carrying a bit of damage. Just they side by side now into the chase. Inter backs out of it a little bit. Now Stubb to go through. That brings Sam right back up on the back of Inter again. But what a drive he got out of that corner, look at that. Left, right, left. Okay, we'll try the outside. Nothing on the outside. Another little kiss. Sam having a look now. No, denied. We'll tuck back under stub. And he's made the move onto the first corner, into 3. Affording Sam an opportunity now to look at second. Stub was thinking, what's going on? Sam and Stubb side by side. Up into Griffin's Bend. Oh, Stubb outbreaks in there. A little bit loose coming out this corner. Still hard at it. These guys have been battling on now for nearly 5 laps, so another chunk out of the wall. Loose all over the place. Yeah, battling on now for 5 laps. Going strong. I can't keep this up for an hour. Surely it's not going to stick for that long. Close again now. So we send it into Skyline. DS's, the Dipper, into unnamed corners, turns 16 and 17. No names. No suggestions in the box. Through Forest Elbow and on to Gonard again for the 5th time. Looks like he's got a good drive out the corner and up the toe as well. And he'll flash the lights to let Stubb know he's going to have a look. Side by side into the chase again. Oh, on the grass. Hello. Oh, this is side by side. Excellent work, lads. That was a bit dicey there. Kept it all clean. Room for elbows. And Sam in second, Stubb down into 3rd. Oh, he might have a chance to get back at him. And Sam manages to keep the position. Good drive out onto the mountain straight. Stubb will be wondering what happened over those last couple of laps. He's minding his own business. Have a look back down the field. It's Mikey, A8 ball, still in 4th position. Don't know if he's pitted yet or not. Lord of Lincoln, not a scratch on the car. Looks like he's having a good run there. Oh, it's ice coming out of the pits. Maybe he went for a little fix of damage. And Wayne also in the pits. Have a quick look back at the start here, see and figure out what actually happened with Inter on the back to the ground. Mikey saw there's no contact there. I think he should just do a bit of run wide. And got bullied off by Stubb. And as we're looking at that, we must have had a change of the lead, because Sam is now in the lead. Inter in 2nd. Stubb still back there. He's dropped a bit off the back of these two now, but he's still there. I'm not sure what happened there with the switch around in the front, but maybe we'll catch that a little later on. Sam seems to be putting a bit of a gap now to his teammate Inter, but still not saying that. So must have messed it up into Forest Elbow. Now again the teammates side by side down the Conrod straight. 150 miles an hour, 160, 170. Sam's let him back in front. Little flash again to say go on. Closing up on the brakes, looking to the inside, and he's on the grass. Missed his opportunity, and Inter extends it away. Both of them getting loose into that final turn. They come across the line again. Things might settle down a little now as the drivers get into a rhythm. Give up on their fight. Sam in 2nd. Stubb in third. Mikey still hanging on there in fourth. Might be carrying damage. It's hard to tell. Lord still running nicely in fifth. Nice dude. Very chill drive, just keeping it clean. Wayne with no real experience on the track or the car. He's doing well at the moment. Should we come to a shot here of Inter going down the hill? It's a bit later on than this is lap 12. We're catching up with the first back marker, and we said a no blue flags rule in this race. We're happy to race as it's a lapped base race. Drivers are scored on the amount of laps completed. So we're fair to race, and Sam flashing the lights on the grass. It's about 160 miles an hour there. I'm not sure that's entirely legal, but he made it stick. And we take a ride on board with this moment here with Wayne and Sam. Oh, you wouldn't want to do that for Rosies. Coming back to the front now, and there's I think that's Sam gone into the pits. Tricky pit entry on this circuit. Seems to take more curve than you want to do. So that puts Inter now safely off away in front. Sam in the pits, and Stubb coming up to pass Wayne, and he will also pass Sam, who's having a pit stop. Open strategies for the pits today in this session. You can run as much fuel as you want. Whether or not a full fuel tank will get you to the end of the session or not was debated, and some drivers ran full fuel, some chose to take less and fill up. Obviously, the longer you're in the pits, the less laps you can complete, but it's a thinking man's game, as we see now. Sam coming out of the pits. That was quite a long stop, so either he took fuel and tyres, or just fuel. Either way, he's in there for a good 40 seconds. And lap 14, Lord could be a threat now. I think Sam would have cleared him at this point, but yeah, he's already halfway up the mountain straight, so Sam's still in third, back in third after the pit stop, into first position, into the wall. He's got a good gap over Stubb there of 9 seconds. As we're looking back, so this is the battle. And 3 cars in the front now. Just sit and have a listen and a watch of this over the course of the lap. nice to ride on board and listen to the engine and see how the car works. As we jump back to the leader, he has a little moment there into the dipper. Got it all gathered up. That's Ice Dude. And bumper hanging off his wagon there. Bit wobbly. Just catching up with the action of this race. There's a big sort of gap where everything sort of tailed off. And a couple of incidents here with Inter who picked up, which explains how Stubb managed to get his 12 second deficit back, which has brought him right back onto the back of Inter, going into lap 19, I believe. Don't quote me on that one. See how these guys have managed to battle the circuit, as well as concentration and each other now. In these later stages of the race, it's going to be tricky as another chunk of concrete added to the paintwork of Inter's car there. Stubb looking to have a good run out of Forest's elbow down the Conrad straight, gaining the toe, left, right, left again. They're side by side and a little bit of contact as Stubb goes onto the grass. Can't get it all collected up, runs wide again. It was a brave effort, but unfortunately came off worse. I think a little flash of an apology, maybe a little oops. It was fair, it's just the wrong pace to lean your car on someone, I think, from both of them. A bit tricky. We jump ahead on time a bit towards the Stubb coming into the pits again. That tricky entry, very tight, twisty entry, which just now releases Inter. Again, no pressure. Command of this race pretty much from about lap 6 or 7, as we now see him come into the pits. We're wondering what strategies the guys are running. We're on lap 23 now, with prospectively 28 laps to be running this race over an hour's distance. Stubb comes through the last set of corners under the bridge there, past pit entry. We'll see if he's managed to get the undercut onto Inter. As you can hear the car pulling away up the straight. I don't think he's managed to do it. It was a very quick stop from Inter there. Whether he took any tyres or fuel, I don't know. Maybe looking to push on to the end with no change, but we'll see how that goes. Stubbs now about 4 or 5 seconds adrift of Inter. We jump. This is Sam Thumbfinger having an incident over Skyline there. He's got all crossed up as the car unloads. So dip on board, lots of smoke ahead. This is Ice Dude coming past, lights flashing. It's a shame. It explains where more time has gone for Sam. He's now on the drift as we jump on board now with our race leader for a lap as we go through Griffin's Bend, this tricky cambered corner. There's the car feeling loose as you come out into turn 3 and into the cut-in. All these corners have a high degree of camber. You dip in and then it just, whoop, yep, spits you out as you unload coming out the corner. And this section is a brave section of circuit, no room for error, high speed. You have compression, you have looseness, you have oversteer, understeer, and a constant fear of concrete into your face. So we go over into Skyline a little bit loose. It's got a thread the needle down through here, left, right, through the unnamed corners and into Forest Elbow. Slightly off camber on entry and then twists back in on itself. So open the taps now on the V8. 600 horsepower singing into 6th gear. Approaching 180 miles an hour. It's not quite going as fast as it should be. I imagine it's got a bit of aero damage. They're hard on the brakes now. And through this nice sequence. Tricky exit on that corner. We come into the final corner, Murray's corner, to complete a lap here at Mount Panorama. A wonderful, wonderful circuit. Great place to be, great racing. While we're on that board, it looks like our second place man, Stubb, has closed the gap again onto the back of into all sorts. Pressurising the first place, even now is that 27, I think, 26, 27. He's got past him up the straight. It's turn 2. Then struggling he's into struggling. He'll be race leader, he's in command of the race for a long time, he seems to be struggling. Takes another hit into the wall, maybe suffering some steering damage or he's definitely dropped off the pace. Stubbs just driving away. Yeah, it's a shame, he'll be frustrated now. Just need to make sure it all seems to be going down the plan, that you don't lose focus of what you're doing. The worst thing that can happen is getting frustrated and pushing the car too much when it's boring. Something I suffer with a lot. It's overworking the car when you're in a bad situation. And it's already bad enough. I'm wondering if maybe he's trying to nurse it back to the pits. It was a very quick stop. Stubb was in there a little bit longer, maybe had a little splash and dash on the fuel, and I don't think Hinter picked up any fuel or tyres. And he's going very slow. Oh. Yeah, he's out of fuel. It's got to be. What a shame. Oh, that's the most heartbreaking thing. I'm sure it's happened to all of us some point in sim racing. Yeah, car's dead. When you just don't quite take enough fuel on board. I'm so disappointed. So we jumped to Sam, bits of car flying. I think he's had a bit of a tough day there. So notice this lap 28. He's coming up on the end here, on the end of the race. Which means with all that drama, we've missed Stubb, I think, crossing the line to take the lead and to take the win of this race. So you see his stricken teammate at the start of pit lane there. Absolutely gutted for him. That is driven a brilliant race. And yeah, this is third place man. Sorry, no, second place man across the line. He'll be feeling bad for his teammate as we see. This is his Lord of Lincoln. He's now managed to get his way up to third spot. A good race, and Ice Dude, a few laps down, he's still in 5th, so even though Inter is stricken there at the pits, Ice takes 5th place, Inter takes 4th. Wayne, an ambitious a line there down through Skyline, a bit loose on the brakes. He had a good run, and Mikey bringing up the back of the grid. I think he'll be kicking himself about the first little incident there. Maybe hoping for a rematch one day. Get these drivers out around the track. As you see, Inter's car's gone now, he's been moved out of the way. And there's our race winner, Stubb. Squeaky clean as always, not a mark on the car. Started in 3rd, made his way to the front. A good old battle for the first few laps. Kept it clean and controlled. So yeah, what a day's racing. Of course, we run these special events every 3 weeks. We have our vintage touring cars. These are a little trip away from the norm into something a bit different. Team-based racing, old school endurance rules with highest number of laps completed given the driver's points. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel. We're FreshSimRacing. We're always looking for new drivers. Come and have a good old time with us. Good group of lads, good friendly banter, and good clean fun racing. Thanks for joining us. Take care. See you soon.